Hi guys, I wanted to talk about a tactic today I'm going to call the FBIGO trap. So as I play more and more of the old world, I'm starting to learn the idiosyncrasies that are unique to this format and distinct from other types of Warhammer as much as I enjoy looking at those and thinking about them as well. So in this case, what I wanted to talk about is if you see how I've deployed in this game, there are three dragon ogres in the center of the board. So this is a shot of mostly the center and left flanks. I wasn't able to get a great full board shot for this game, but the dragon ogres have set up in front, and behind them are 10 chaos warriors with shields and great weapons. So we've talked about this a bit on the channel. Then dragon ogres have heavy armor and great weapons too. But at the moment, those Dragon Ogres with their 4 wounds and 3+ armor save are shielding these Chaos Warriors who have a 4+ armor save and are going to be able to take a punch and then fan out into a Strength 6 attacking row of Linehammer fame, if you will. So I want to show how this plays out in a game because I think it's a critical part of why infantry is not so bad. I know Dragon Ogres are extraordinary and maybe some of the best special units in the game, but the Chaos Warriors who've been much maligned, I think are very playable, and this is the way that they are playable, and that might correspond to a lot of the other types of heavy infantry or resilient infantry that could be described as anvils in the game. So if you see that, that's how I've deployed, and I've had to go second. Um, I believe I went second. But what I'll show you is then if we move to the first turn, I've just moved up. So these knights are bearing down at me, and I've tried to offer this Forsaken group here to sort of take them to the side of the Dragon Ogres. The little two there represents that I took 2 wounds from a cannon. And so I moved up. I had a chance here to charge this unit, put Demonic Vigor on it, and failed that charge. I needed a 5 up and missed it. So they've moved only a couple of inches forward or 3 inches, I'm not sure, but it was a failed charge. And I've kept these Chaos Warriors behind them. So the Dragon Ogres have absorbed all the fire, and the Chaos Warriors are going to sit behind and they are untouched for the moment. What happens next is the Dragon Ogres get charged and they get smashed. This unit of the Order of the White Wolf, Furious Charge, a whole stream of attacks comes in and I take 6 wounds on the Dragon Ogres. So what will eventually happen here is only one of these survives, and I lose the combat by a lot. And here the Demon Prince is the general, leadership 9 at the time, is going to provide that leadership, but they were double outnumbered and are going to break automatically. So the Chaos Warriors, you'll note, still sitting behind, have now taken. I've lost 2 of them. So a unit of 8 still there. But what happens next is you can see that Dragon Ogre uh, goes through the back of the warriors, and you can flee through without penalty. It is less than 5 unit strength, so it doesn't panic the warriors, but I wouldn't be particularly worried about that anyway, with the Mark of Undivided and Leadership 9. So then these wolves so they're pursuing, and if they don't pursue, they're just going to be sitting there anyway. So they pursue to get the charge bonus into the warriors. What that allows me to do is then the warriors rank up, and that Demon Prince was able to charge into the front rank as well. And this image is taken a little bit later in the combat, so a few of the knights that were on the left side had to maximize were now gone. You'll note the Dragon Ogre is now facing the right way. It rallied at the start of my turn. And in the end, what happens is the Demon Prince, with the help of Demonic Vessel, a couple of extra attacks from Favors of the Gods, and its Demonic Familiars, just cleans up this unit. As risky as that Demon Prince is in combat, I think killed about 6 White Wolves, won the combat easily. And what the end result, it probably was the combat that decided the game. Overall, I lost this game on points, but won on scenario points. And in this instance, this was the only time I really won a combat across the whole game, interestingly enough. So what you could say is happen is that the Dragon Ogres shielded the warriors, took a whole bunch of wounds, took the hit, bounced through, and we're playing, you lose 50% 50% of points if you take 50% of wounds. I did have to give that up. But this Dragon Ogre can spend the rest of the game hiding behind that house to your right, saving a number of points. If the Knights had broken this unit of Warriors too, they would have fallen back in good order, most likely through the Dragon Ogre, and the Knights would have had to hit him or her or it, and that will continue on. So I'm calling this the FBIGO trap. Paddy has made a video that's come out recently about it. You remember we've said a few things or created other videos that show this sort of strategy in place, but when people talk about Linehammer, I could see why this might be the biggest reason you would fear it. If that first wave doesn't get broken automatically and has high leadership, you're going to most likely be falling back in good order and not costing yourself much as the front on attackers then hit you in the next rank. So yeah, something to think about. This is something I do deliberately in most of my games now and actually look to play heavy infantry to do this. I think that heavy infantry or survivable infantry, I should probably call it, because I think the undead versions of this are quite good too, are very, very playable. You're not going to do a lot in terms of output without great weapons or armor or toughness 4 or above, but you can hold your ground, and it's very difficult to kill wipeout units when you're rolling to hit, rolling to wound, rolling through saves in this game. So if you're looking to find a relevance for your infantry, or you're looking just to have something that can hold the middle of the board, this is what I recommend. And I think it's a strategy people should try and see how the current rules of the old world really incentivize you to make this happen. Thanks again for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.